Hi friends, happy Friday. Welcome back to Math Today. Today for math, you will need pages 407 through 410 from your Envisions math book, as well as a pencil. So go ahead and pause the video and grab the materials that you need. All right, friends, welcome back. Today we're going to start with our review practice of our numbers. So make sure to say your numbers with me so that your brain knows them, and let's get started. Here we go. 7, 10, 5, 2, 4, 11, 3, 1, 6, 12, 8, 15, 9, 17, 0, 13, 18, 20, 19, ooh, that's fast, 19, 16, 14. Very good job. All right. Now we're going to take a look at our activity sheet for today. We're going to skip counting and our addition sentence practice to make our video a little bit shorter today, just because it's Friday, and yesterday we got some great practice in with that. So let's go ahead and take a look at page 407 in our Envisions workbook. All right, friends, on page 407, we are going to practice hitting our learning target with our solve and share and the rest of our activities. But on page 407, it's going to start us out with our number patterns. So our learning target today says, I can subtract using patterns. So a pattern is something that repeats itself over and over again, okay? And when we use number patterns, we are keeping in mind our number order, the sequence of our numbers, right? We know that when we count up, our number gets bigger. When we count backwards, our number gets smaller. But we always know our number order. We don't count 1, 27, 45, 52, right? We count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what helps us when we're counting on. Yesterday, we counted on from 13, 13, 14, 15. We were able to do that because we know our numbers in order. So today, we're going to subtract using number patterns, okay? So remember, when we subtract, we're taking things away to make our number smaller. So on our solve and share sheet, we have our first example of number patterns. So using number patterns to help us subtract is one of our subtracting strategies. It just helps our brain remember it a lot quicker. Okay, so what we're going to do is try to figure out what numbers are missing in our number sentences, our subtraction sentences, but we can't make any number up. 1, we're going to use our fingers as a strategy. 2, we have number tiles up here that we're going to use, but we can only use one number tile at a time. We can't use more than one, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the top problem. As we're working on them, you'll start to see the pattern. It says 5 take away blank equals 2 left over, okay? So when we look at our whole group, we have 5 altogether. So show me 5 on your fingers. So we know that we'll eventually have 2 left over, right? So since we're breaking apart 5 into 2 groups, one of our groups has 2 in it. So put down 2 fingers. 1, 2. If we break 5 apart and we have a group of 2, how many are in our other group? 1, 2, 3. Good. So 5 take away 3 is 2 left over. Stay with me. I know it's confusing. So we're going to mark out the number 3, and we're going to write 3 on the first orange tile. 5 take away 3 is 2 left over. Okay, now on the next problem, it tells us 5 take away blank is 3 left over. So let's start with 5 again. Now, if we're breaking it into 2 groups, so we start with our whole group of 5, we can only break it into 2 groups. Well, it tells us one of our groups has 3 in it. So let's put down 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3. So if I have 5 all together and I have 3 in one group, 1, 2, 3, how many are in my other group? 2. So we're going to fill in 2 in our next box to make the next sentence. 5 take away 2 is 3 left over. Okay? Are you starting to see numbers that are counting backwards? 3, 2. What number it comes before 2 on our number line? When we're counting backwards, we say 3, 2, 1, right? So let's go ahead and write our 1 here. So this is the number pattern I'm starting to see. If I have 5 take away 1, I have how many left over in my other group? 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. But look up top. 4 is not one of our number tile options, but it's an answer. So let's write our 4 right here. 5 take away 1 is 4 left over. So what we did is we just took the 1 from our orange tile up here and put it into our box in this sentence, okay? Ooh, I'm noticing 2 number patterns. Look right here. On the orange boxes, we're counting backwards. 3, 2, 1. On the other side of our equal sign, we're counting forward. 2, 3, 4. So what do you think our next answer will be? Maybe 5, the number that comes after 4. If we're counting backwards, 3, 2, 1, what number comes before 1? 0. So we're going to mark out 0 and write a 0 in the next orange tile. So let's practice on our fingers. If we have 5 fingers and take 0 of them away, we don't have any that we're going to take away. We have all 5 left. What's our answer? 5 left over. So we were correct in predicting our number pattern here, right? We see in this column with the orange tiles that we're counting backwards. 3, 2, 1, 0. And on the other side of our equal sign, where the answers are, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you just did a first grade strategy of using number patterns. So that's what we're going to do on the rest. Let's do our guided practice today to get some more practice with noticing number patterns. So before we start answering these questions on page 408, notice how each one starts with a whole group of 4. We have 4 take away 0 equals blank. 4 take away 1 equals blank. 4 take away 2 equals blank. 4 take away 3 equals blank. Okay? So I'm already noticing, like I did before, a number pattern. I see that each time from the group of 4, we're taking away 1 more than before. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what our answers are. So let's practice. 4 take away 0. If I have 4 fingers and I don't take any of them away, how many do I have left over? 4 left over. So we're going to write a 4 on the line. Another way to look at that is if your grandma gives you 4 cookies on your plate, but you don't eat any of them, there's still 4 cookies on your plate, right? Let's look at the next one. We have 4 take away 1. So if we have 4 fingers and we eat 1, how many do we have left over? 3 left over. I'm starting to see another number pattern. 4, 3, what comes before 3? I wonder if 2 is going to be our next answer. So let's practice 4 take away 2 on our fingers. We have 4 take away 2. How many are left over? 2 left over. So we're going to write a 2. Okay. Now our next one is 4 take away 3. So I have 4 take away 3. 1, 2, 3. Is how many left over? 1 left over. Ooh, look at that number pattern. So we were correct. When we went up each time by 1, taking away 1 more every time, our answer was 1 less than before. It's very confusing and tricky when you say it out loud, but when you see it on paper, it makes a lot more sense. These are number patterns. Everybody say it with me. Number patterns, and number patterns are a strategy that we use to help us subtract. Alrighty, let's skip to page 410. On page 410, it tells us that we are going to mark X's to complete the number pattern and explain our pattern by writing a matching subtraction sentence. Okay, so the first one is already completed for us on the picture. It shows us 2 flowers in this row with X's on them. So if I have 2 flowers with X's, that tells me how many flowers are being taken away. 2, right? So we're going to write a 2 on the next line of our first subtraction sentence. So I have 2, take away 2. Well, if I have 2 and both of them are taken away, 1, 2, how many do I have left over? 0. So 2 take away 2 is 0 left over. Okay. In the next row, we have 2 again. This time, I'm going to take 1 away. So let's put an X on 1. Write our 1 on the next line. Let's circle how many leftovers we have. And what's our answer? 1. 2 take away 1 is 1 left over. Look at our number pattern. We already see it forming. So in this middle line, the number that we're taking away is decreasing by 1 every time. That means we're going backwards on the number line 1 spot every time. But our answer goes up 1 every time. So if we took away 2 already, the next time we took away 1, this time how many should we take away? 0 maybe? So let's write a 0 on the next line. And now we have 2 take away 0 is how many left over? Let's circle it. 2 left over. Do you see the number patterns? Tricky, but great job. All right, let's take a look at number 5. It says that we are going to find the pattern and then complete the sentence, okay? So on number 5, we're starting with the whole group of 10. So I'm going to read the top sentence to you. I want you to read it back to me. 10 take away 6 is 4 left over. Your turn. 10 take away 6 is 4 left over. But now, the second time we have 10 take away 4 is blank. So, how can we figure out this answer? Well, we can use our fingers and show 10. Let's take 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's our answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over. So let's write our 6. But we can also figure that out because when we have 10, we have our 2 groups, 6 and 4. All this problem did was flip-flop the order of them. So 10 is broken into 2 groups, a group of 6 and a group of 4. The first problem broke 6 apart first. The second problem broke 4 apart first. But when you have your 2 groups of 6 and 4, when you put them together, they always equal 10. Okay? We're going to try number 6 the same way. So I'm going to read the top sentence to you, and I want you to read it back to me. 5 take away 1 equals 4. Your turn. 5 take away 1 equals 4. This one on the bottom says 5 take away blank is 1 left over. Well, if you notice right here, if we have 5 and we split it into 2 groups, we have a group of 1 and a group of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, that all together equal 5. So I have that same situation here. I have 5 as a whole group, and I want to break it into 2 groups, where one of my groups has 1 in it, and the other group has how many? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my 4 would just go here this time, right? Because I still have my 2 groups that are the same number. They're just in a flip-flop order. So this time I might have, my grandma might have 5 cookies, and my brother and I are at my grandma's house. So she wants to split them in 2 ways. The first time she might give me 1 cookie and my brother 4. The second time she might give me 4 cookies and my brother 1. Okay? So that's how it's a number pattern, looking at that breaking apart in 2 groups. All right, very good. I know it's a lot. You guys are smarty patardies. It's a big first grade skill that you guys are going to work on that we're getting ready for in kindergarten. So let's flip back to page 409. I'm going to let you guys do number 2 by yourselves. Number 2 shows our whole group of 3. Every time you're starting with 3, but you're going to notice the number of X's that are on each butterfly, the number of butterflies that fly away, are increased by 1 every time. Okay, so you're going to draw your, or write your sentence to match your picture in each row. Okay, and then make sure to circle your leftovers to show how many you have left for your answer. But let's take a look at number 3 together. So number 3 has some dragonflies. We start with our whole group of 1. So in number 1, what I want you to do is put an X on the first dragonfly. Okay, so we start with 1 dragonfly. Well, one of them flies away. If we have 1 dragonfly and that little dragonfly flies away, beep, 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 how many are left over? 0, right? We're not adding 1 more, we're taking away. So 1 take away 1 is 0 left over. Now, we're going to flip-flop it. So this time, I'm not going to put an X on the dragonfly, but I do have 1 little dragonfly left over. So if I have 1 and I don't take any dragonflies away, so I'm going to put 0 on my next line, how many do I have left? 1 left over. Okay? Another number pattern practice. So go ahead and complete number 2 by yourself using the pictures to help you. Okay? This group of butterflies goes with this row. This group of butterflies goes with this row. And this group of butterflies goes with this row. Okay? Do your very best to complete that on your own. When you're finished, post it to your teacher's Google Classroom. Keep up the great work subtracting and using your number patterns as a strategy. And I will see you guys next week for some more math. Have a great weekend, friends.